G'day, today we're going to have a look at World 5 in Railbound. We do have a few of the extra levels, plenty of the extra levels still going for. But let's move on to someone see how we go with this guy. Alright, so it looks like what we have this time is going to be passengers. If we've got a station with a 1 on it, obviously a train with a 1 on it's got to pick it up. Sense. Now let's watch this suddenly scale in difficulty. How are we going to get this guy to attach? Because we can't have that. That's not going to work either, is it? Because need that turn to... There we go. I mean, as long as these guys have no issues just waiting behind someone as they stop to pick up a passenger. No, they do have an issue with it. Is that what that's saying? So I guess what we need to do here then is we need to... Alright, good to know. Or more. And that's not going to work because we need him to head that way. Back. There's no way that he's not going to crash into him though by the time they get there. Like so. So... have to flip that around somehow. That has to be like that. Surely no question. That piece. That would mean that this guy has to come out of there. But then he can't get up there because that's then turned the wrong way. Alright, let's think more about what we can do up this way. Won't work because we don't have enough road. It's that one tile that we're short. I'm curious will they actually... They won't even avoid each other anyway because neither of them are going to take the long way. Neither of that's going to work. Alright, how do we get this guy to go straight? Not take that corner. Then there's no way, if we've got that, there's no way we can get them to come back over here. That has to be like that. He has to go that way. I mean, that could get him to swing around there, but then he misses... like part of the way there. Again, that sort of like trying to swing him further up doesn't work. mean, to do that, I would need 2 loops that they can swing into. That doesn't work. And again, it doesn't matter because all I can then do is just get them sort of in the loop and never get them out. Some of these really creep up and like the really easy tutorial ones are like, oh, this is pleasant, and then suddenly it just goes bang. Solve this one. One has to get out first. One has to go this way. Don't have enough track to get back around, because that would also be a fix here. Nothing stopping that. That's it, right? The only problem then is that they're going to collide because there's not enough time for this guy to clear past there. Almost like, I keep feeling like it's this but reversed. I can't picture that in my head, so that would be this. Again, doesn't work. Again, in this setup, it doesn't work anyway because they both collide somewhere in here. So this means at some point in here, one of these guys has to do like a loop. I don't think that's... yeah, alright. There you go. About getting them to dodge each other. Alright, so he goes in there. Comes out there, goes in there. Then he's home free. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 station. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 station. So he has to sort of take longer to get there, but it's always hard to tell in this game if they're actually attempting to be misleading or if like if there's any misdirection that you don't need to use one of these tunnels, or no way that he can connect into that anyway. He connects to that. That has them in agreement, they go on the same way. However, who is going to get there first? So if we play this out, almost works. I mean, they crash anyway, but using one square, I don't think there's any way I can, like, get them to... get them to crisscross. How cutesy this game looks. It always, I think, hurts a little bit more when you get a game that's as pretty as this one is, and then it's mean to you. Makes you think. Alright. It's nothing about the order that I'm using the tunnels, because we don't want them ending up coming out of this tunnel, because we can't attach them to that. He would have to sort of then go around this guy and end up here. So it's nothing to do with that. Feels like that has to be the way this is connecting. But we lost that extra. Oh. I don't think that makes it any longer than it was. That's almost it feels. That's going to have him running a little bit longer. Right, what if I do this? There we go. Okay. So 3 is going to hit this before 1 does. Sorry. 3 is going to hit before 2 hits the button. 1's going to hit as 2 hits the button. So work. So 3 can get out this way. Just need an escape route for 2. Possibly. Just see. I assume 3 and 2 are going to crash here. Yeah. I don't think that's going to do anything about it. I think that still causes them to crash. Same distance. Just trying to think about this. So 2 goes forward, turns left. This guy should already be about here. 1's gone. 2 can then join him. 3 can then come around the outside and join them. That's that way. Maybe that works, actually. Yep. Okay. So what this is saying is that 1 has no choice but to hit that button. At least once. Click that. Open this. I don't think that gives 2 a long enough time to... So this guy hits that. Stops there, comes down here. That doesn't stop. He goes up, he hits it again. I've still got 3 more squares I can use. There we go. Now we're feeling confident. Alright, so that's all the base levels of that one. That's we call the easy stuff. That was the struggles with the easy stuff. We've got lots of additionals here, including a C, which is always going to be tough. Okay. It's not going to work because then when this guy comes back, he's going to get sent the wrong way. I feel like this one's about timing. Let's see how much time that gives us. Yeah. Ah, except they're going to get caught here. So close. Similar vibe, but now totally wrong, because 2 will get... Even if it worked, 2 would get in front of him. It's not really going to work for the amount of time that he needs, and we need 1 to stay in front. The wrong turn, we need this guy to be the straight. No way that works. So this puts them in the right position. Then the question is, well, how do you then get them with 6 spots to sort of make the cut over it? And they can't. That as it is. Almost. There's something here with this. It's... If I could just turn these guys in a loop up here, that would be it. Because... Let's do a loop and then they turn around and they're fine. That just puts them into a circle. That puts him into a circle. That sends him the wrong way. Didn't really need to test it. Is that right? It's very close. The only problem here is that he comes out too soon. The layout of the tracks sort of say that that's the only way that it's gonna... We got one more. So what if we move that connection one further that way? I think that doesn't change the amount of time you're spending like right in that guy's way. Okay, so what about that? Can we sort of... Well, we could cut this earlier then. We've got that one extra square. There we go. We were hovering around the right spot for a while. We got there. This guy has to do nothing except arrive. That's his requirement. But we have to somehow get this guy to get in the way of 2. Gonna send him the wrong way. Still gonna send him the wrong way. But 2 can carry on. So 1 goes down. 2 sort of can pick up and then head through. 3 needs to do something that makes it take longer. But also doesn't make it... Well, I mean, 2 has to sort of come down. And even with that, they're going to collide. Wow. At least for the other one, I felt like I had some sort of idea of my approach. This one just doesn't... I can't see anything. I mean, if I don't change anything, they don't collide. But there's no way that I can then order 2 off this line once 1's sort of using it, because otherwise 1 will leave as well. And I don't think that works, they collide. Moved his sort of exit point further away as well. Yeah, 3 ends up heading way too soon up there. Oh, wow. I mean, these 2 collide on that? No. Okay, but the interesting insight with this is that they don't... they are happy with the distance away from each other that they are. Have I got 1 more? Look at that. Oof. Kicking goals. Alright. 8 squares. So instantly these 2 guys are going to have passengers. So then I'm already down to 1 if I do that. So that can't be right. That can't be right because there's no way that 1 can sort of beat 2 there. The answer has to be that with... Have to be. Something up here. Sort of that, but then we have to get them to... Get 1 to turn around. Go. $18 blocks, okay. We've got 3 to just sort of like meander around. Go. So in doing that, we have to somehow work out how to get 2 come by. No, we can't do that because that goes against the wall. Without getting in the way. So it's going to have to be an intersection like that where he's allowed to just sort of not distract from what 1's doing. Which isn't the case for that. In the case for that. It has to be that... Maybe it has to be that... That's not going to work because I can't sort of get rid of that spot. That can't be the right layout for this thing. So we need him to be sort of getting out of the way as soon as possible. This guy was turned that way. This would be a good one because then it would mean that he would flick through there. But I mean, that can't take that long to get in there, and I can't have that facing the wrong way. Essentially, he has to get rid of that. If this guy was coming in and joining there and then coming out that way, that's it. And then we sort of... No, because 1's now going the wrong way. Right. So I can't really have this swing in, swing out for 2, because even if I flip that sort of that he came in on this side and then went out the other side, he would be grabbing 1 and swinging him that way. Although 1 can do that, then they'll collide. But this something here in that that can't be it though, because we can't have 2 hit this on the same direction that 3's coming. So it has to sort of land like that. I think with that they're going to crash. Crash with 3. Watch that again. The 2's still in front. Here's an interesting prospect, though, that what we have to do is have them all facing the same direction, getting in line for the same thing as they head up here. That one is just got such a head start on 2 because 2's also had to stop. That 2's got such a head start on 3 that they can just sort of whip through. I mean, I don't feel like I can have them turn that way down. Because then he would have to turn down as well. Which is going to keep them sort of in line. It's just how do we get them to visit Station 1? Everything else is right, with just the question mark of how do we get 3 to end up looking this way. Got 2 more blocks. And whatever that way is, we can't it can't stop 1 and 2 from going the right way once they come out, which makes this impossible. One, 2, both go that way. They're right. If we had that and just the 2 of them, that would be fine. The question mark is what do we do with 3? This part does feel right, though. The alternative is if these don't connect. We're out, so we can't... Let's play this. Since 3 comes back... That something doesn't seem right about that one. Alright, let's have a quick jump from him. We'll have a look at 5A. 14. Play this out. Okay. There we go. Okay, so basically with this one, what's going to have to happen is 2 is just going to have to... Who's going to have to get behind 1? Far enough behind 1 that it's not going to have any issues with what was set up there. So let's do this. Well, we can't really have him hit on that angle because otherwise we try and like get him off that route. He's just gonna it's gonna go the wrong way. if we had him come back like this, he would... Let's just play this out. You can see that immediately he's already lost the advantage of the lead, and he's going to crash by the second one. He's got to do 4. So that doesn't work. I guarantee I've made the most efficient route here either. Can't get my head around connecting this guy to that correctly. He's on it, he's now just facing the wrong way. Sort of. Right, in that it would mean that I've now like consolidated this down to less, but it does mean that he's now going to go through and just finish it at that point. And there's no way I can really fix that to stop them from him going that way if he's part of the track already. Basically, he needs to be south facing right now. Which would be like that. He's south facing. Then how do I get this guy to go back around the other way? Because that one's not even circle at the moment. Oh. So close. Is there any way we can sort of efficient this up a little bit? So close. One more there and he could do it, but then I'd need to rearrange how this guy's sitting on this. That allows him to come back. The other thing it doesn't do though, is it now doesn't give them a point where they can sort of avoid each other. But we do have 3 squares now. We can try that. That gets him... It's the lead that he's going to have. I think he's got it. Lovely. All right. Well, that's our sort of normal time for one of these. So 6, 7, and 8. I guess we'll come back to you another time. Any questions or comments, feel free to check them below. And until next time, catch you later. See ya.